What has Bob Mann taught you about making the greatest possible contribution working in government?
You know, it's funny that you're asking this today because the night before last, I was out and I was walking through a site, and a young girl came up to me and she said, "You spoke to my class years ago." I said, "Oh, you're kidding?" And she said, "Yeah, you spoke to my class. It was Bob Mann's class." Bob Mann used to be Ted Kennedy's press secretary, used to work at HBO. I think he worked in the Carter administration, longtime political, active press secretary, and spent a lot of time as a journalism teacher and as a journalism teacher today. And the girl said, "Bob was that teacher. He was the teacher that made a difference in my life." I hear that from people all the time about Bob Mann. Bob Mann might be 5'4", might be 5'3". He is short in stature, and he absolutely makes up for every inch that he is shorter than I am at 6'5". He makes up for in power and presence and charisma and effectiveness and speaking ability and everything. He's incredible. Bob is a no BS kind of guy. He works hard. He probably played a little bit too hard in his youth. But now in his old age, what you start to realize as he's slowing down a little bit and you actually take a look at his life, he dedicated his life to either working for people in public service as a press secretary and as a legislative aide in political offices, or he dedicated his life as a journalism teacher at SMU, at Houston-Tillotson, at University of Texas, and at Texas State. I also think he taught at a few other colleges. And when you talk to people who were in his class, they all say the same thing. He was that teacher. He was the guy who most affected me. And even though he's a Democratic political active, journalist and speaker and advocate, Karen Hughes, who is George W. Bush's press secretary, in her most recent book, writes about how he was that teacher for her and how he made such a difference in her life.